Hello and welcome to a new video. In this video I'm gonna show you how to use the Bombay Crush collection. I will play a little bit along with the different products, and I'm gonna show you how to use them and having a little bit of fun. So we start with the solid papers and we're going to open one, and I'm gonna decide me today for a yellow one. And don't let yourself irritate here with all the brushes and styles. I'm just working on another collection here, so these things are not just interesting. So we are going here playing along with the Bombay Crush. Okay, we have this yellow paper, and let's try. I'm gonna show you how to use the page overlays now. Let's open this one, and we just grab that. I'm gonna Command A, Command C, and Command V, so we place that directly into or on top of our solid paper. So this is the page overlay number 2, and now we're going to clip on it an exposure paper, and we use for that this really colorful one. Double click, we drag and drop that, or copy paste it and place it on top of our page overlay. And now we're going to clip this paper onto this page overlay, and you can see, voila, this is how your new paper looks like. But for sure it's also possible to clip on it an image, a photo of by yourself taken. Let's try something out. Cute animals, that sounds good. We going to use, what can we use? Let's maybe that one. I don't know if it will work because we have a lot of space here in the middle, but what we can also do is we can clip 2 images on it. So we have here that kind of divided. So we have that little man here on top, and let's go and search for another one. What would be nice? Oh, this little little piggy. Okay, copy paste and place it on top as well, and then we clip that here. So what happened now is that parts of the photo from the piggy will show up in the photo above. So we need here a little bit of fixing that. For that we're going to place a mask, a layer mask, which you can pick on the bottom of your layers over here in this square with the dark dot in the middle. So you have this layer mask now, and then we're going to use a brush. We can use the eraser tool and start, well, it needs to be white on top, or the white needs to be on foreground on the colors, and then we can increase this brush and erase that away. We do that with clipping mask because then you are sure that you will not at all destroy the original photo what you have placed on top. When we erase it, directly on the photo, your image will be destroyed and you never can change it, because parts of your images will go away. That's why we use, for such extractions or things we don't need to see, always a clipping mask, because you always can go back to the original image and it will nothing happen to this image. Okay, so we have here those two cuties, but I think they are now both on the right side. So maybe we can flip this horizontally, that the little piggy, oops, there's another video popping up. Okay, there's this little piggy coming up. Okay. I think that looks much better now with the piggy when it's here. And we a little bit increase it. Okay. And now we can start to add some artsy bits maybe. Let's see what we can use here from this collection. Maybe those stars can add. The layout will not be perfect because the images itself now doesn't suit that pretty much to the theme of the collection, but you will see what you can do with that. Products. God. And I think you will have an idea what you can create with your images with it. So you can place that here. Okay. And let's go to the magic lights, and we create here a little bit of lightning. That's also cool when you place that only just behind this mask here. Then you have here a kind of lightning, colorful lightning. But what you also can do, you can place the magic light just on top of it and then start to play with this color settings. And now you can see what this magic lights can do. Color dodge, that's too much. I think this overlay, but we use only this corner. So the magic lights are always something you need to play with. So I think, so we lighten that here. So we have on top a little bit of purple now and a little bit of orange. And here on the top, no, not top, on the left corner, on the piggy side, we have pink more. And let's see what we can also use here. Maybe those little hearts. Let's see what we can reach with that. So color burn, linear burn. So where are those? So this one. Yes. So these one coming up from the bottom here up. And now let's go to the stamps here. I'm gonna pick them here, the PNG files, and also place them here around and create here some artsy stuff around. So we can, you have the artsy bits and pieces with those honeycomb in the background, and then we place those honeycomb black outline here in the foreground, and then maybe we can clip here something on this flower. Let's try another paper here, one from the exposure papers in green, and that's clip, and now we have a green flower. So there are so many possibilities with the combination of each pack. That's I think only a little bit I can show you, but if you watch these videos always, I think your skills will increase tremendously, and you start to know how to use all of those different products I always offer in my shop for you. And let's go back to the stamps here. I want some artsy bits. I think this is really something wild what we here just see, and it's not actually a layout I would create. Let's add that one. So we have here a little bit of texture. Multiply it, we don't need. Color burn doesn't work. Lightning will go away, and overlay, yes, overlay. Look at it. So you have here a little bit of a texture now on top of it. And what we can use more, maybe we need to add another flower here. So this little guy gets now the flowers in his hands. Okay, then we can add here some of those word arts. Place that here on top, and this is one idea. Just I'm gonna show you now how to use those page overlays, and now I'm gonna show you how to use the page dividers. For that, again, we open maybe this little bit. It's not clear, real white, but it's close to it. Okay, here are the page dividers, and let's use that one. Copy and paste, and it's here on top. Also, we can do now. I don't clip now, not a paper, not an image. We clip on top of it here some of those artsy bits and pieces, because they are also perfectly, if you like to clip something. So this is what you can do with artsy bits and pieces as well. Another one, we place that on top, also here. Let's move that around, or you leave that. We can let it how it is, and go to and use that one. Move that here, and that's something we can clip perfectly. So this is where we can place that one, and then we use this pinkish also here. It clips. So, and I want to use the butterflies here. We need to take them out here. So this is how you can build up and use the artsy bits and pieces. For example, you don't need to use and stack them on top of each other. You can also really use them on clipping masks, on blending mask, whatever. So they are pretty versatile to use, And this is what we can do. And now what you can do is place your image, just your photo of maybe a little elf here. Let's try. It perfectly works here. Of course, some black and white images because of the colorful nature of the artsy bits and pieces. So this is how you can build up. Maybe we add here a little bit of a shadow on the butterflies, so they have a little bit of a pop, that they pop out. And do you know how to warp a shadow? For that you need to create a layer out of the shadow. When you add the shadow as an effect, it's always attached to the layer itself. With that create layer, it's here. The shadow is created as a new layer. You can now move this, move this layer around how you want, and it's not anymore attached to the original layer. So you can do now whatever you want to do with that layer. For that we can press Command T, and then on top of the Photoshop in the menu here is this little icon with this warping tool. And now you can start to, and you have all these handles here, and now you can move with your mouse here the shadow, so you can push it a little bit around of your liking and place it in different ways. So it's, when you see it here on the part of the shoulder here, that it's very near directly onto our original colorful layer. So, and here is a little bit of a distance, so this makes it a little bit of a dynamic feeling on your page, and you have a little bit of a three-dimensional look when you look on the layout. Okay, let's see what we can add a little bit more from the artsy bits. I don't think, maybe the flower. Let's see what we can reach, and there's also already a shadow added, so maybe that on top. Oh, what we can do, well, this would be pretty nice. Place that on the girls over here. Let's make a copy out of the black and white and place it just on top of the whole layout. And then we going and look if we can use the quick selection tool here and make the selection very fast. I can imagine, oops, I think so we also use here the clipping mask tool, and this is what we have. Look at it. Now the girl does have a flower in her hand. Isn't it pretty? So these are little tricks, and I know you need to have the right image when you create something like that, but maybe you have such an image, or you take a look if you create the next time some images with your family or so, that you exactly create an image, take an image that it that the position of a hand is like this. Because it's a little bit of fun to make such little details on your pages, and they make them look just extraordinary. I don't know if that is something I like to have on the page. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't like that. Let's go further, but we can maybe a little heart here, over here, over here. We can make her a tattoo. Look at it. Now we have a tattoo. It's only with multiply. We also can try color burn, would also work. Linear burn is also something that works. So this is, so we have the girl tattooed now. What else? Let's see what we can do with the jewel. Maybe we can let that dangling here around. Okay, let's go to the stamps and what we can use here. I know there is this stroke. I need to have that one. So dingle dangle dungle. So let's let that hang only. Yes, and the little diamond needs for sure now a little bit of a shadow, and I think that's just perfect what now appeared here. It's a distance of 44 and no spread, and the size is 21, and the angle is 120 degrees, so that's just perfect. So this looks like if the diamond dangles here around. We can duplicate it, make it a little bit smaller, and when you add such things, they are always good to have 3 different, because that is nice. It's the same when you buy flowers or a bouquet. You never buy actually 4 flowers. You always buy 3, 5, 7, hundreds. But this is something what you learn when you learn designing, that you use 3 parts, 4 parts, so there's an even amount of elements. I think I really like that one. Maybe this girl loves to have. She took a deep breath and let it go. That's a nice one. And I think it's perfectly here in the corner. We make it a little bit smaller, like this one. And how awesome does it fit to this breath, and this, she does have this flower in her hand, and I really love the composition now together. I need to save that layout here into my folder, that it will not be gone later, and I can use it and upload it to my gallery at the lily pad. I hope you also add your layouts to the gallery, and I like to see your creations there. And yes, I think I like that. Okay, let's jump into the folder with the templates, so that you also get here a quick look what is possible with them. Don't resolve, so the font is called Blitzen. So you can use here any other font you have in your stash. I don't know if the font itself is free, but we only need that now for demonstration. Okay, let's see what we have here with this template. Lots of watercolors you can see, and now we go to some of my photos and artist marker stock images. What do we have here? Come on, we use that boy. Copy, and we choose here the background and place it here. Look at it, how fast you can reach an awesome layout with only placing only one photo. And I use here now the same photo and make it really smaller. So we have the same photo twice on this layout. And we clip that here onto the mask, and now we're going to extract the boy's hands. We make a copy, we place it on top, we zoom in a little bit smaller, and we use the quick selection tool. We make it a little bit smaller. Let's see what we can reach here. I think the extraction isn't that perfect here. If we want to make it better, where does the frame? So we have here some hairs going on, and we can make it a little bit smaller. So you could now start with the pen tool and going around and make a real perfect path and extract that. I don't have now the time, but you see the idea I have now in this layout and what you can do, and that is extracting is just something what makes your layout looking perfectly and differently and outstanding, artsy, whatever you like to call it. So we say at the beach. That's not very creative, but it goes here not about the perfect title. You can add here your journaling, and what you can also do now, of course, you can add here some artsy bits here. Maybe we use that one here and place that underneath the mask of this ornament. We can make black, and if you have something in white, you easily can hit Command I and then it inverts, so black goes to white, white goes to black. So that's something you can use very fast, and so you don't need to recolor it with the color. Also here we use now the quick selection tool, because I want now that the blue flower overlaps here Oops, I forgot to duplicate it. Okay, just go on top again, so it's now duplicated, and the blue flower shall overlap the frame. It's gone. Okay, let's place it another here. Delete. Here it is. Okay, so what you have learned now is that using the same image on one layout isn't bad. Place it in two different ways. We have here this watercolor overlay where the boy is placed in a very big way, and then we have it extracted and in the corner here a little bit smaller, and it in between those two images, photos, you have your journaling text about your whatever happened on this day, on this event, or whatever you like to scrap. The text, I like always to use one of those typesetter texts. If you really like to create a photo book, I will recommend you that you decide yourself for one font for the journaling text. Always use the same typesetter font, or you use an Helvetica or Futura or Arial, American Typewriter, but a font that is readable and that doesn't have too much going on. Do not use one of such a heavily one with a script font. It looks in the first way, maybe it looks nice, but it's too wild, and always think about that you maybe want to read it in 20 years, and maybe you will be happy if you used another font because you can better read it. So always take a look what kind of font you use for your journaling, because it should be readable, point one, and it shouldn't be how shall I say it, it should be neutral to any other thing you have on your pages, because if you use a font that has something typical for this font, like swirls, like too many serifs, too many extras or whatever, it's like an extra element. And when you use word art, for example, they often do not work then together if you have an already extraordinary font, for example. If you use here a font that it's with swirls or whatever, like or this one, this is not, no, we use, yes, this one. I make it a little bit bigger so you can see. So you can see this font and this font, they are both very unique, and this is what you shouldn't do together. Two unique fonts, that is something that will not work or look good. Use here a total simple font, very good to read, you can, one of those typesetters, they are very neutral, I think. What you can do here is to increase also the, how is that in English called? That's what you do between between the, this is 16. So when you have the size of your font is 12 points, and then you go maybe to 18, that's really good to read. And really think about that you want to read it maybe in 20 years, and you will be happy if you have a nice readable font used in your book. And how I just said already before, choose one font and use that in each and every layout you do, and in the end you will see everything fits together. Even you have different collections or whatever, but this font will hold anything you create in this photo book. It holds together. I learned typesetter, not typesetter, I don't know how it's called in English, but I learned how to use fonts. That I studied that 3 years, so I know really what I'm talking about. And sometimes I see layouts, they are beautiful, and then they use the totally wrong, not coordinating fonts. And I know it's different, and but if you take that for your journaling text, use a font that is neutral. If you like to hear more about fonts, just let me know. Maybe I'm going to do a video and teach you a little bit more about fonts. If I don't mind, if you like to learn that more, and I will be happy to teach you about that a lot more. Okay, a lot of talking just. This was the template number 1 here from the Bombay Crush. And I hope you enjoyed now this video. Talked a lot. I hope you learned something. Just let me know what you like to learn more. If you have any questions, comment on my artology.studio group, which is on Facebook, and we always offer there help. The creative team posts there a lot of layouts. We post there sales. We post there videos, how to do videos. Yes. For that now, I hope you enjoyed this video. We're gonna see us in the next video. Bye.